Hi, on this episode of Relax, I Got This, we are doing another agent to agent series, and we're headed to Central Florida today with Brittany Sacco. So stay tuned.
A real estate transaction is potentially the largest investment we make in our lives. Whether you're buying and selling your personal home or investing in real estate, you need the knowledge to make the right decisions. Get ready. Robin is a Texas realtor and has the experience to give you the information you need to make the right decisions. Welcome to Relax, I Got This with your host, Robin McCoy.
Hi, everyone. Robin McCoy, and welcome to another episode of Relax, I Got This, and a part of our Agent to Agent series. And this time we are going to Central Florida with Brittany Sacco, one of the friends I meet through all my masterminds and all my groups. Welcome to the show, Brittany.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I love this. This is such a cool idea.
Well, you know, we always talk about how we can help people anywhere, that we know people everywhere. Well, this just kind of shows people that, in fact, we do know good agents in other cities that can help them out.
It's such a cool thing that we have, like, and okay, so a lot of people think that like agents don't talk to each other and like we're like always after each other. No, we're not. We're here for each other all over the place.
It's very collaborative. I mean, it has to be, right? I mean, we have to be able to collaborate with other people and share. You know, I don't know the market in Orlando or in Central Florida or in Chicago or anywhere else. So it's important to have these relationships with people that can answer those questions.
Exactly. And it's just such a cool thing to like get that information out now, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's back up a little bit. You are from Michigan and you moved to Florida and you became a real estate agent. How did all that happen?
All right. So I moved to Florida twice. I moved right after high school and I hated it because I missed all my friends. So I moved back home to Michigan. That's, you know, my hometown. Like, it's Detroit. I love it. My mom was still down here though. So I was like, you know what? Michigan just isn't the same, like as a middle adult, as I called it, like in my 20s. So let me try start over. The Florida dream, as I call it. Moved down here again when I was 25. And I've been down here for 10 straight years since. This is actually my 11th straight year. I worked in medicine for the longest time. I worked in medicine since I got out of high school. Loved it. Up in Michigan, not so much in Florida, just being honest. So my big dream has always been to like help people get into their house and change their cycle, their family cycle. So I'm like, you know, my 5-year plan is to become a real estate agent. Well, then COVID happened and COVID showed a lot of things in the office that I worked for. And I was like, I think it's time for a life change. Not that COVID wasn't a big life change.
As if that wasn't enough.
No, that wasn't enough for me. I needed more. Like I just need more. So I actually quit my job the day before my my birthday, and the day after, because my birthday is like I don't work that day. So the day after I went and signed up for a real estate license, and the next year I got it, and I've been an agent now for 3 years, and I've been with KW for 3 years, and
awesome.
It is amazing. I'm having so much fun with like just everything I'm able to do. So yeah. That's
good for you. Good for you. You know, I've been doing this for 16 years and it's taken me a long time to find the groups that you and I are a part of, right? These collaborative mastermind groups. And I've learned so much from everybody. Mm-hmm. So I think you're really fortunate to find it on the front end of your career. I think that's huge.
I appreciate it because agents like you who are like, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. And like you said, like, if you would have had it before, what would it have done for you? Mm-hmm. And I have it now. And I think that there's a lot of agents that like, I keep telling them that this option is out there and they don't implement it. And I'm like, you know what? That's okay. Because this becomes if you lead a horse to water situation. But look at all of us that are implementing the things that we're learning from just 2 main groups. It's insane. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's over 1,000 of us just to, you know, it's 1,000 people. That's a lot of people.
Right.
So tell me about where you are now. You are in Central Florida, which you say is Lakeland to Champions Gate and beyond. So tell me a little bit about, you know, I know Florida a little bit. So tell me kind of what those areas are.
So Central Florida is weird because a lot of people, when they think Central Florida, they think Orlando, and then they think the Disney universal area of Orlando, right? Central Florida technically starts, we like to say, in the I-4 corridor, which starts right in like Plant City, where we get all of our strawberries, out until, I mean, it depends on if you're stretching from the Gulf Coast to the East Coast or the Atlantic Coast. I'm right in between all of there. I'm in like the smaller sections where it takes me 45 minutes to get to Disney on a good traffic day. Even if it takes me an hour, I'm an hour away from Disney, and I love it.
I was gonna say, I know you're a Disney fan.
Oh, I go all the time because I'm able to do that. I loved baseball, so the Tigers spring training is over in Lakeland. There's just so much things to do here, and this is Central Florida, along with the amusement side of Central Florida, or like I said, the coastline of Central Florida, whether it be the Gulf of Mexico or the Atlantic side, where it's like the Space Coast is what they call it, things like that. So I live in Haines City, which is actually the heart of the state. So long story short, that's Central Florida to me.
Well, I think people think that, the peninsula or the boot or whatever they call it in Florida is much wider than it is.
Yes.
And you can cross from the Gulf to the Atlantic in a very reasonable amount of time.
Yeah. The coolest thing about living in Florida is that it's a day trip to go to water or to go to an amusement park or to go to NASA. It's just a quick day trip. It's so much fun because you can do whatever you want and go see, manatees or go see dolphins or go see sharks. Don't touch them though. You could do all of these things, or like, we make night trips to go out and see when the ships, or not the spaceships, take off. We get to do those things, and then we get to drive home and like grab a cup of coffee. It's not that bad of a trip. So unlike my people from New York who are like, dude, it's 14 hours to get down there. Yeah. Well, when you're ready to move here.
Yeah, I mean, Texas is a huge state. It takes 4 hours just to get to Austin, or 3.5, depending on how you drive. And that's just in the central part of Texas. It can take 10 or 12 to get to El Paso or something. So we're a big state versus Florida, which is not a small state at all, but you can get wherever you want to get pretty quickly.
Yeah, and it's fun. Just have a little day trip, get your podcast list, get all your music going, and just
just go.
Just go.
Tell me about the real estate market itself. Now, not so much, the stats and how much is selling, but what does it look like? What is maybe median pricing, and just if somebody is considering Central Florida as a place to go, what does that look like for them?
So median price is different per city, as you know. So where I'm at in Haines City, the median price is about $350, $300. If you're looking in Lakeland, it's about $350 also. If you go into Champions Gate, which is closer to Disney, it's higher. It's about $600-$700. And it just depends on and this is another part of Central Florida that people don't know. I live in rural Central Florida. My driveway is like 1.5 acres long. No, it's about 2 acres long. Wow. We live on 1.5 acres. We don't have we have one palm tree in our yard. But when you think Florida, you think palm trees, you think water, you think all of that stuff. Now, my neighbor who is actually selling has 4 acres, and I have goats in my backyard. We have ducks, we have chickens. My neighbors have a whole field of cows. And then I go out and I see the palm trees and the beautiful and the lakes and things like that. So it really, that's why our market is different, because do you want rural part, which is cheaper, or do you want community where you have, the HOAs and the nicer homes and no cows, unfortunately, no chickens in the yard either. Darn.
No fresh eggs, really?
Yeah, no fresh eggs. But you can get them from us, and we're about 30 minutes away from you, and that's fine.
Excellent.
So yeah, that's how our market's going. Davenport is a really popular area for us, especially for tourism, because it is so close to I-4, where you can just jump on and go wherever you want. That's about 400s, I want to say. So it's not a terrible market at all. And again,
affordable.
Yeah, it's affordable. And if you're looking for your first home, if you're looking for a fixer-upper, we got it. And it's pretty cheap. I mean, to me anyway, it's pretty reasonable. So
well, and so mostly I would venture a guess, just based on what you described, it's a lot of single family, maybe less condos, townhomes sort of thing, or is it a good mix?
it's a pretty
Again,
good mix.
depends.
Yeah, depends on where you're at. Like Davenport has a really good single family mix. They have a good vacation home mix, and then they have a great condo mix, and they have 55 and older. I mean, Florida is, what do they call it? Like heaven's waiting room. So
That's funny.
It's a little younger down here, but but we do have great 55 and older communities in my area, and then we also have great like brand new fresh neighborhoods where like families are growing and learning, and their kids are like learning to walk down the street. It's really cute. So we have a little bit of everything, and like I said, then we have the pastures and the orange groves and stuff. So we literally have something for everybody in my part of Florida. So that's the coolest part around here.
How much do you see people moving in and out of that area? So are people, Dallas, they say there's 100 people a day move into the Metroplex or something. It's insane. Do you see a lot of people moving to Central Florida or maybe leaving Central Florida?
Are you looking to buy or sell a home in the bustling DFW area? Look no further, because I am Robin McCoy, your trusted real estate agent with Keller Williams Realty. For over 15 years, I've been helping buyers and sellers navigate the real estate market here in DFW. So whether you're looking for your dream home or aiming to sell your property for the best price, relax. I got this. As a seasoned professional, I'll guide you through the entire process, ensuring a smooth and stress-free experience. I understand that buying or selling a home can be a significant decision. That's why I pride myself on providing exceptional customer service. I'll be with you every step of the way, answering your questions and addressing your concerns. So why take a chance with just any real estate agent? Choose me, Robin McCoy, the professional who has proven my excellence in helping both buyers and sellers in the DFW area for over 15 years. Call me today at 214-226-3770 or visit my website at robinmccoyrealty.com. Let's make your DFW real estate dreams come true. Relax. I got this.
Do you see a lot of people moving to Central Florida or maybe leaving Central Florida?
Yeah, so I don't remember the actual stat, but Polk County is where like I'm directly in, and they're saying that Polk County is the fastest growing county in the state of Florida, and actually I saw a stat a couple months ago that it was the fastest growing county in the US, and I'm like, that's insane, but I can see it with the traffic we're having. But again, because we have so much to offer, that like I have a family that I was working with, the older adults wanted the community. They wanted the normal neighborhood, all of that other stuff. The kids wanted the rural. Well, guess what? They moved 5 miles away from each other and both got exactly what they wanted. It's the coolest thing. So we see a lot of people moving here. We also see a lot of people relocating because either tourism or they're in the military or something like that. They just want to go. Some people want to go back home. I get it. I miss snow. Or they want to move over to Texas. They want to move out to, somebody said that they really want to move to Utah. And then all of a sudden I had a bunch of people saying, yeah, I want to move to Utah too. And I was like, oh, sure. So
what's going on?
And then we do moving out, but I am starting to see kind of like that shift of like, people are like, Tennessee sounds great right now. Let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Just see where you're at. You're not a tree. So.
Yeah, exactly. So you mentioned a lot of things about how great, what you love about your area. Can you just tell me maybe some other additional things about Central Florida that maybe aren't Disney or aren't, because some people don't like amusement parks, right?
Yeah, and that's
so. What are some other things that are really great about Central Florida?
I love that question. So Central Florida, like you said, it's not all amusement parks, right? We have beautiful lakes. People who love to fish love it around my area, which is Haines City. In Winter Haven also, we have what's called Chain of Lakes in Winter Haven. Beautiful areas. If you like to go out and do like fresh market shopping, tons of them. There are tons of them. Every Saturday in downtown Winter Haven, there's a fresh market. Plant City, again, known for strawberries. A lot of, the country strawberries come from there. Of course, we have oranges. We have all of these different fruits and things that people wouldn't know about. We actually have a winery in Plant City. I think it's called Keel and Curly. I'm pretty sure it's called Keel and Curly. They do very fresh fruit wine. Fantastic. And it's such a cool place to just go and like hang out with your friends, listen to live music. We do a lot of that too. Oh my gosh, the food, like we're foodies in Polk County. They actually have like a really awesome like Facebook group, Floor Foodies. And like everybody every weekend is like, all right, where are we going this weekend to try something new? I wanted to try, somebody said something, there was like really good goat and octopus. And I'm like, all right, I'm not that adventurous. Like give me a good hot dog. Fine. But like those are things that people don't really know about Central Florida is like we have these amazing restaurants. Anytime you just want to go for a walk, we have beautiful parks to go for a walk, go for a hike in. And like I said, the fishing is amazing. You don't have to go out to the Atlantic to go, deep sea fishing and things like that. Like you can be here and get some cool things done too. So yeah.
That's awesome. Because I think, one of the things that occurred to me when you started talking about rural, people forget that it isn't all, Florida isn't all beaches. It isn't all Disney. It isn't all that there are different landscapes and different, just different environments.
Yeah. Yeah. And then too, like, okay, so think about, Daytona Beach is known for Daytona 500, right? But it's also known for golfing. And that area up there is known for a lot of golfing. Ocala is really known for, I'm stretching out past which I actually go over there too, but Ocala is really known for their horse. I forget the actual term for it, but they do a lot of like horse stuff. And my baby sister-in-law, she used to ride horses and like train them to do shows. All of that stuff is in Ocala. A lot of people don't know that. I didn't know that until she came down here and started doing it. So it was just super like what a cool area that like you literally have something for everybody. And then like I said, the sports, half of the spring training teams are down in Florida. So like I said, Lakeland is for the Detroit Tigers, Tampa is for the New York Yankees, the Phillies I believe are in Safety Harbor. I think they're in Safety Harbor. So you have a little bit of everything for everyone, and it's just a day trip, or it's 45 minutes down the road, or wherever you want to go.
I do that, and in my commute to the office, I do 45 minutes. 45 minutes is nothing.
Yeah, nothing. And it's what a cool experience to say, this weekend I do want to go to Disney, but next weekend I want to go see, the ocean. And then next weekend I want to go golfing. Great. There's your whole month, and you did something different every single time, and you made new memories every single time. All in the same state,
How about that? And it doesn't snow there. It doesn't snow.
It doesn't snow, but what's cool is everybody's sending me their snow pictures right now. I am so down with that.
I lived 9 years in Minnesota and 3 in New Hampshire. If I never see snow again, I'm okay. Not a fan.
I think if I for a week and I had to like shovel and drive through it, I wouldn't like it as much, but I haven't seen snow since 2016. So I kind of do miss it. It's really pretty in pictures. Let's just say that.
It is pretty in pictures. I'll give you that, as long as they keep it where it is.
Yeah.
So if somebody was contemplating, what kind of business, industry, jobs do you have predominantly that you see in Central Florida?
Be the leader you know you can be. Build your professional network and access education that takes you where you want to go. We are women of all ages and backgrounds. You deserve national recognition and opportunities to build relationships with people you want to work and grow with. Hit the ground running with the Charisma chapter of the American Business Women's Association. Meetings each month from 6 to 8:30 p.m. on the 4th Tuesday in Farmers Branch, Texas, and online. Come with us. Experience ABWA for yourself. Go to charisma.abwa.org to learn more.
What kind of business, industry, jobs do you have predominantly that you see in Central Florida? Is it a high tech area, or is it high medical, or is there just kind of a variety?
It's a variety, and I feel like I keep repeating that, but I'm like, it is though.
It's kind of a melting pot. It sounds like of a lot of different things.
Yeah, like of course, like I said, we are known to be God's waiting room and heaven's waiting room. So we have a lot of medical, we have a lot of medicine, we have a lot of new things, and they have new technology, which means that we need the people who want to work on that. We have a really cool area where if you want to do like engineering and things like that, there's a huge part to that. I want to say it's over in Auburndale. If you want to work on the roller coasters that are now being built, there's a huge area for that. If you want to work with, you know, the farm industry, there's a huge area for that. There's literally something for everybody. And every day I feel like I see new business owners that get an idea and they're like, cool, where do I find a business space to open it? Great, there's one right there. Let me open my business and start. Or the food trucks, even something, I don't want to say as small as that because that's huge, but a lot of people start with their little, you know, just their little barbecue on the side of the road. They get a food truck. Now they have a full restaurant, and then they can branch out and do restaurants all over. And that's such a cool thing because, and this is why I also say like Florida is like, you come here to like have your dreams come true, right? Because you have this great opportunity to do whatever you want because everything is available here for you. And it's just, it's so much fun because there's nothing limiting you but I guess you, right?
You, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this probably just kind of answers this question, but as a real estate agent, what do you love most about selling real estate, not only just in general, but in Central Florida?
So, what I love most, and I'm super corny, and I'm probably gonna cry with this one. I love watching people get their dream home. And even if it's not like physically their dream home right now, it's the ability to take this home that you bought for not so big of a price and work on it and create it to be this amazing thing. Like we talk about in our groups, you know, starting a home or buying a home and starting your equity, right? So you can put more into it. Well, people are able to do that here, and they're able to have this place where, you know, the grown adults are like, you know what, I want a centralized place where my family can come and get away from the snow for midwinter break and things like that. So they've created a family hub. That's so much fun to me, and to be able to watch, you know, new homeowners get so excited because now I have this whole home and I can do whatever I want with it. And then, like I said, their family can come. And then, you know, well, I don't want to do this anymore, but I get to rent it out. You have financial freedom. That is so cool. Like, and it was just, I I don't know. I love being able to help people get that. And like I said, break the cycle that maybe their family was in where they didn't have enough money. And I'm not saying like to become millionaires, right? But to be able to have enough money to go buy the Wonder Bread that you want, to go buy the more expensive coffee that you want, right? Like this is what we want to do. And this is like my dream is to create that. And Gary Keller says it, it's a life worth living. That's what I love about real estate. What I love about doing it here because it's so, I know a lot of people will tell me it's not affordable. It's a lot more affordable than it was in Michigan. Let me just tell you that. It's a lot more affordable than it is in Hawaii. So
Well,
it is,
you know, it's difficult when you say that you can still get a good house for under 350, 300.
yeah.
That's, I mean, these days inflation is hitting every corner of our country. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's a relative number, right? So, you know, our median prices in Dallas, you know, I mean, you can still get a house for 200, but it's going to be little and it's going to be rough.
Okay.
It's going to be real rough. In Dallas, you know, 300, 350 is still a small house, just not as rough.
Right.
You know, so, but you know, anytime a person can buy a home for what they're paying in rent, right?
Exactly.
And it may not, when you say it may not be the dream home, like the one that you are going to live your whole life in, but it's that start, you can start building that equity and continue to leave that legacy and that wealth for your family.
Yeah. And like, what if you took that home that you started in, right? And took the equity and then you, I don't know, knocked down a wall or you created an ADU in the back for you or, to work in, or your mother-in-law or your father-in-law, whoever it may be. What if you did that with the equity that you now have because you bought a home? And when you're talking about like, affordable homes and things like that, I think that a lot of people get stuck because they're like, well, I want to live in Lakeland. Great. Why? Tell me why about just that city? Because what if you looked into Auburndale? What if you wanted to live in Davenport, but you didn't, but you lived in Poinciana? Because I know of a new construction in Poinciana that is, I want to say it's 280 for a brand new home. Brand new. It's like 1,500 square feet for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom for $280,000. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Oh, and
wow.
Construction, they're trying to get you all of these incentives because they built the house. Now they want to sell the house. There's brand new construction over in Winter Haven for $350, and it's just under 2,000 square feet for a 3242. For $350, really? It's brand new. That's it. So
yeah, that's good.
Keep your options open, and know that like, just because this has these 4 walls here doesn't mean you can knock it out and make a 5th wall, right?
Those walls, that's the thing about renting, right? You don't get to knock out that wall. If you own it, as long as, the structure will stand up, you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. And like, don't forget, like, there's ways to talk to a structural engineer to make sure that the structure does stand up, but just scooch that wall over just a little bit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's super fun to me, is just knowing that like the opportunities and the possibilities are literally just endless. So
well, I like your enthusiasm when you start talking about that.
Thank you.
You start talking about that, and you can tell how that comes through in your voice and in your smile and in your eyes. It's so for those of you watching this on YouTube and other places, you can see that. If you're listening on your podcast, well, you can't see her enthusiasm there. So just take my word for it. So Brittany, if there is one thing that maybe you didn't mention that you want to get across to everyone, what would that be?
Everything is figure outable, but you don't know until you ask the question. And that's something that I know that I've learned from being in the groups that we're in, from having the discussions, from having wonderful buyers. So I'm a single agent. I do buyers and sellers, but I really love my buyers because they, like, I express to them, I'm like, listen, if it's something that you have a question about, ask it. Even if it sounds silly, just ask the question. Because guess what? You asked the question and now you got the answer, and you got a better answer than you even thought you could have. Because everything is figure outable. So like, keep asking questions, and don't be afraid to reach out and raise your hand and say, oh, I've been thinking about this. I personally, I'm not going to like jump all over you and be like, oh my gosh, let's go. No. I'm going to have a conversation with you and see like, what steps do you need to take? What steps do you want to take to do all of this stuff? And do you want me to help you? Because if you do, that's wonderful. If and this is something that I say, and this is kind of like a different thing, but like, I'm the type of agent that if I'm not the right personality for you, please allow me to find the next best personality for you. Because we're going shopping when it comes to home buying and selling. Even if you're selling, you're shopping for the next person to purchase your home, the one that you made memories in. Let me allow you to do that. But I don't want to go shopping with somebody I'm not comfortable with, and I don't want you to do the same thing. I want to go shopping with my best friend, right? And we're going to have fun. Shopping problem, but that's okay. Because I'll rein you in, and I need you to rein me in, but I'll rein you in, right? So like, if you find an agent that's not the right one for you, and if that comes to me and I'm not the right fit for you, let me know. I don't take offense to it. I want to make sure that you're comfortable shopping with who you want to shop with, right? So those are like my 2 big things with like real estate. And I tell that to my clients constantly. And I even have it in like my front packet that like, if this isn't working, that's okay. Cause like I have like a highly creative mind and personality, as you can see. And some people don't, like they just don't like that. And that's okay. And I love that for you. So let me find somebody that fits you, and then you can go have the best experience with them, So yeah.
I love that because we are all different, right? And and that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
So fun. So it's what makes the world go. Wow, it is what makes the world go round. There we go. Got it.
It is. It is. If we were all the same, how incredibly boring would that be?
Yeah.
So,
right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with me today and sharing, your love for what you do. I think it's very identifiable, and like I said, in your face and everything, your personality, how you enjoy your people. So.
I love that. Thank you so much. I appreciate this.
Of course. So thanks again for tuning into another episode of Relax, I Got This. This was the Agent to Agent series, and we're here with Brittany Sacco from Central Florida. So make sure you tune in again, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode, and we'll see you next time on Relax, I Got This.
Thanks for joining us for Relax, I Got This with Texas Realtor Robin McCoy. Check out all the show notes for contact information on Robin and our guests and to access your free buyer and seller guides. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a conversation. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Relax, I Got This with Robin McCoy.